Hey everyone, Mark Major here at the Action Figuratorium. Now, anybody who does any kind of customizing, kit bashing, modding of action figures, at some point you're going to decide that you want to try and chrome something. We've all seen those Kenner 78 Star Wars toys like the C-3PO and the Death Star droid, which have the cool sort of kind of faux metal finish on them, and we always want to try to do something like that. Now that procedure takes a bunch of modern industrial chemicals, and you need kind of a bit of a laboratory setup to do that. It's not that you can't do it, it's that it's probably out of the range of most people who want to take this kind of thing on. And so you're really next going to try it with paint, if you can find a cool paint that will give you a chrome effect. And before I go any further in what we're going to be looking at today, I want to just point out that Toy Polloi is a YouTuber over in the UK who does a lot of toy repairs, and he actually shows you in original Micronauts and one of these Molotow chrome markers how well it is at refinishing it. Okay, so I definitely think you guys should check that video out before you watch my video, because I believe that he kind of points out that this is sort of the de facto kind of best looking chrome finish you can put on a toy for the money. I of course have a couple of these pens acquired. They're about 10 bucks and change each. However, what I wanted to do is I wanted to take these and compare them, because we're always looking for alternatives here, compare them to the ones that Rust-o-leum makes. Now, Rust-o-leum has purchased Testors, and there's a good chance that this might actually be a Testors silver paint, a silver metallic paint that's just in a Rust-o-leum branded pen that they can now sell to their Rust-o-leum customers, hardware stores, etc. But we're also going to pit that up against these, check this out, these Dollar Tree from the dollar store. There's a couple of metallic markers, silver and gold, that you can get for $1.25 each, and so we're going to check those out, and it might be that these are almost as good as these, but not quite up to these. That's what I'm guessing. That is not all, though. We're going to throw a few other things in the mix, like we're going to also give you an example of classic Testors, model paint. And just for the heck of it, I have some of this Rust-o-leum metallic spray paint, which I have spray painted on a figure, and we're going to look at that, and we're going to see how all these things kind of compare. So you guys should stick around. Okay, so this is a Vitruvian Hacks made by Boss Fight Studio, and I painted that earlier this summer with the Rust-o-leum metallic. I have it here as just something that we can reference later. This is the Hell Yeah Charger. It's a Roblox car that I painted black and silver to put a Ghost Rider in. I used the metallic spray on the top, but I actually used the Testors silver paint on the trim, the doors, and on the wheels, which I applied with a toothpick. Doesn't look particularly great, but it looks okay from a distance. I also did his chain, which was gray, and I painted it silver using the paint. I have these just so that we can reference them later, but the real test is we want to put the Molotow marker up against the Rust-o-leum marker, up against the dollar store marker, and I think the best way that we're going to test those is I've got an RC transformer here, and she's got some accessories that we could do a little painting on that might look cool. She's got kind of this clear gun that I think I'm going to use the Molotow on, because I think it's going to look the best. And then we're going to do the windshield with the Rust-o-leum, and then this little fin here, which, by the way, just saying, Hasbro, this little piece of this snapped off, and I wasn't doing anything. So if you think that your toys are all that, they are not. But let's shake these things up, and let's do a little bit of painting, and then we'll see where they end up. Okay, before I give the results, I want to talk a little bit about the different pens, how they have different tips, or I believe the term is nib, just so that everyone understands. The Molotow, these guys come in a kind of a big giant thick one that you can get, or you can get the little tiny sort of fine detail pen, and you're going to want to get both. This one applies real easy. This is going to get in the cracks. Okay, with the Rust-o-leum, it only has this huge giant, you know, look at this thing, this giant stylus, and the dollar store has sort of a in-between size between the thin and the thick. So it should be noted that that has a lot to do with how these apply. Okay, let's go through our results. So the windshield on this guy was done with the Rust-o-leum, and it looks terrible. It looks absolutely terrible. Now the little fin on the back, I did that with this dog, and it looks okay, but it just looks like silver paint. It doesn't look any different than this Testors paint, okay? And in fact, it looks about as good as the Rust-o-leum metallic from the can, right? That is that's this dog, and it's on the Boss Fight Studio figure. Now on the gun, which I have not finished with my painting yet, but I wanted to show you guys how far we got. It looks fantastic. It looks chrome. It looks like those toys. It looks like the Micronauts head. It totally fulfills that. So if you're out there and you're thinking, okay, I saw some silver metallic pens out there, blah blah blah, it looks kind of cool, they're kind of trash. If you're gonna spend money on this or this, skip it, go to the Dollar Tree and get this. This seems to be as good as any of these cans or pens or model paint in terms of metallic silver. You're going to get this kind of silvery effect no matter what. If you want the real chrome effect though, you're really going to have to go to these guys, and they're not that expensive, okay? These liquid chrome guys are not that expensive. Now there is actually one other product out there made by a company that sells a really expensive chrome paint. It's like a little tiny jar that you can get for like 30 bucks. It's has a cool mirror effect. I would say you're going to jump to that when you're actually got some kind of a modded or customized figure that you're officially selling. When you get to that, when it's production level, it's not just something to sit on the shelf, but something that's going to go into people's hands, you're definitely going to want to jump onto that stuff. I forget exactly the brand that it is, but I think I can dig it up and maybe post a link in the description. It's also the same company that makes the world's blackest black paint. Now I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means if you put it on a car it absorbs radar. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that, and I don't know that they're saying that, but that seems like that's what would happen if you had the world's blackest paint. Anyways, I hope this was kind of fun and informative, and I hope some of you go out there, don't accidentally buy a bunch of shit. But if you get those chrome markers from Molotow, I think you're going to be quite happy with the results. And in fact, I'm probably going to take that stuff and I'm probably going to go chrome the shit out of everything I have right now, because it looks pretty good. It's pretty convincing. So with that, I'll catch you guys on the next one.